Have you ever wondered which chicken is ideal for ensuring a constant and profitable egg production? If you're looking to optimize your farm or simply want the freshest eggs on your table every morning, the choice can be more complex than it seems. In the vast world of poultry, two names resonate strongly when we talk about exceptional layers: the elegant Leghorn, a purebred with centuries of history, and the efficient Issa Brown, a modern hybrid designed for maximum performance. Both promise an astonishing number of eggs per year, but their paths to that goal are radically different. Which one will give you the most eggs with the lowest feed cost? Which will be hardier in your environment? And more importantly, if you're thinking long-term, is it better to invest in a breed you can reproduce yourself, or rely on a hybrid that requires constantly buying replacement birds? Join us in this in-depth analysis where we'll unravel all these unknowns and help you make the best decision for your poultry project. Stay until the end to discover everything. And if you like the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next videos. To begin, it's fundamental to understand the distinction between a purebred and a commercial hybrid, as this difference is key to understanding the characteristics and management of our protagonists. The Leghorn is an archetype of a purebred, meaning its genetic traits are stable and predictably passed down from generation to generation. This allows breeders to select and reproduce their own birds, maintaining the purity of the line and adapting it to their specific needs over time. In contrast, the Isa Brown represents the pinnacle of modern poultry genetic engineering, being a commercial hybrid resulting from specific and secret crosses between different parent lines. Its design is optimized for a very specific purpose: maximum egg production within a determined life cycle. This specialization makes it a true egg-laying machine, but in turn, makes it dependent on the industry for obtaining new generations, as its high productivity characteristics are not consistently transmitted if you try to reproduce them at home. Understanding this difference is crucial for any producer, as it directly impacts the management strategy, long-term costs, and farm autonomy. And speaking of their roots, it's worth delving into the history that has shaped each of these champion layers. The Leghorn chicken has a rich history dating back to the Tuscany region of Italy, specifically the port city of Livorno, from which its anglicized name derives. From its beginnings, this bird was selected and bred with a primary objective: efficient egg production. Its light build and active metabolism made it ideal for converting feed into a large number of eggs, without diverting energy towards meat development, which solidified its position as the quintessential layer in many parts of the world. Over the centuries, the Leghorn was exported and refined in various countries, especially in the United States, where the lines we know today were developed, characterized by their bright white plumage and large, single comb. Its specialization in laying white eggs made it immensely popular in markets where this color was preferred, setting a standard of quality and efficiency in the poultry industry. Its adaptability and resistance to various climatic conditions also contributed to its global expansion. The fundamental purpose of the Leghorn has always been table egg production. It's a bird that, while not ideal for meat due to its size and lean conformation, more than compensates for this characteristic with its prolific laying ability. But what about its modern counterpart, the Isa Brown? Where does it come from and for what purpose was it created? At the opposite pole of tradition, we find the Isa Brown, a chicken that is the result of decades of research and genetic development by the French company Institut de Sélection Animale, ISA. Unlike the Leghorn, the Issa Brown is not a purebred that is developed naturally, but a carefully designed hybrid. Its creation was driven by the growing demand for a chicken that could offer exceptionally high and consistent egg production in intensive production systems, with a focus on efficiency and profitability. The development of the Isa Brown involved crossing various parental genetic lines, meticulously selected for characteristics such as early laying, persistence in production, feed conversion, and docility. The goal was to create a bird that would reach its production peak quickly and maintain it for a prolonged period, minimizing feed consumption per egg produced. This focus on the egg factory has made it one of the most popular and widespread laying hens in commercial poultry worldwide. The main purpose of the Issa Brown is clear: to be a high-performance layer in commercial settings. Its success lies in its ability to meet the demands of the modern industry, where efficiency and quantity are key factors. However, despite their different origins, the number of eggs they can lay annually is surprisingly similar. One of the most attractive aspects of both the Leghorn and the Isa Brown is their impressive capacity for annual egg production. Both breeds are among the elite layers, promising a performance that far exceeds many other varieties. The Leghorn, in its high production lines, can lay around 300 eggs per year, making it a formidable option for those seeking volume and consistency. This figure is a testament to its genetic specialization and metabolic efficiency. For its part, the Issa Brown is not far behind and can even slightly surpass the Leghorn in quantity, with a production ranging between 300 and 320 eggs per year. This slight advantage in number is the result of its genetic design focused on hyperproduction, seeking to extract every gram of feed into the maximum possible number of eggs. It's important to note that these figures are under optimal management, nutrition, and environmental conditions, meaning that proper care is crucial to achieve these yields. The similarity in the quantity of eggs produced annually is what often leads producers to hesitate between the two. But it's not just the quantity that matters. The color of those eggs is another distinguishing characteristic that can influence your final decision. Beyond quantity, egg color is a distinctive characteristic that often influences consumer preference and, therefore, the producer's choice of breed. The Leghorn, true to its heritage and purpose, is the quintessential producer of white eggs. This color has traditionally been associated with cleanliness and freshness in many markets, giving it an advantage in specific segments where consumers have a marked preference for this shade. In contrast, the Isa Brown is renowned for laying brown eggs. In some cultures and markets, brown eggs are perceived as more natural or farm fresh, which can generate higher demand and, at times, a slightly higher price. It's essential to understand that this color distinction has no implications for the nutritional value of the egg. It's purely a matter of shell pigmentation and, therefore, aesthetic and market preference. The choice between white or brown eggs is, therefore, a strategic consideration for the producer. If the target market values white eggs, the Leghorn is the obvious choice. If, on the other hand, consumers prefer or associate higher value with brown eggs, the Isa Brown becomes the ideal candidate. In addition to color, their own physiology and weight are determining factors in their performance. The Leghorn is distinguished by its slender and light build, making it one of the smallest chicken breeds among high-performing layers. Adult hens of this breed typically weigh between 1.6 and 1.8 kilogram. Their body is compact, with a raised tail and an alert posture, reflecting their active nature and fast metabolism. This lightness is a key advantage for their feeding efficiency, as a smaller body mass requires less energy for maintenance, leaving more resources for egg production. Their lean conformation also translates into a lower space requirement per bird compared to heavier breeds, although their energetic temperament and tendency towards nervousness may require careful handling in confinement systems. They are very agile and fast birds, which makes them excellent foragers if given access to pasture. Their laying onset age is remarkably early, often starting to produce their first eggs around 18 to 20 weeks of age. In summary, the Leghorn is a chicken designed for laying efficiency. Its size and conformation are optimized to minimize feed consumption and maximize egg production, making it a highly specialized biological machine in its main function. But how does this compare to the design of the Isa Brown? The Isa Brown, although also a highly efficient layer, has a slightly more robust conformation than the Leghorn, which translates into a slightly higher weight. Adult Isa Brown hens typically weigh between 1.9 to 2.2 kilogram. Their body is compact and well-proportioned, designed to support an intensive and prolonged laying cycle. Unlike the more nervous Leghorn, the Isa Brown tends to be more docile and calm, which facilitates their handling in production environments. It is considered a dual-purpose chicken due to its weight, although its primary focus is egg production. Its physical design is optimized for productive efficiency in commercial systems, where resistance and the ability to consistently convert feed into eggs are paramount. The Isa Brown's laying onset age is equally early, often even a little earlier than the Leghorn, starting production around 16 to 18 weeks of age, which allows for a faster return on initial investment. The Isa Brown's conformation reflects its purpose as a high-performance hybrid, a robust but not heavy bird capable of maintaining a high laying rate with controlled feed consumption. Its calmer temperament is also an advantage on farms, where the goal is to minimize stress and facilitate daily flock management. And speaking of feed, their conversion efficiency is a critical factor to consider. The Leghorn is renowned for its exceptional feed conversion, one of the best among laying hens. Thanks to their lean and light build, these birds require less feed for their own body maintenance compared to heavier breeds. This means that a greater proportion of the feed they consume goes directly to egg production, which translates into superior economic efficiency for the producer. Their fast metabolism and active nature contribute to them not accumulating fat easily. This efficiency is crucial for the profitability of any poultry operation. Lower feed consumption per egg significantly reduces operating costs, making the Leghorn a very attractive option for those looking to maximize profit margins. On average, a Leghorn can convert approximately 1.8 to 2 kilograms of feed per dozen eggs produced, an impressive figure that highlights their specialization. Additionally, they consume approximately 110 grams of feed per day. The Leghorn's ability to convert feed so efficiently is one of its greatest competitive advantages, especially in a context where input costs can fluctuate. Its biological design is intrinsically linked to economical egg production, which keeps it a relevant option for producers of all sizes. But how does this compare to the designed efficiency of the Isa Brown? The Issa Brown has also been genetically designed for excellent feed conversion, although its total feed consumption may be marginally higher than that of the Leghorn due to its slightly larger size and often more intense laying rate. However, its efficiency lies in its ability to produce a large volume of eggs with relatively low feed consumption per egg unit. Breeders have invested decades in selecting lines that optimize this relationship, ensuring that every gram of feed translates into maximum production. This breed is capable of converting approximately 2 to 2.2 kilograms of feed per dozen eggs produced, which is still a very competitive figure in the poultry market. The key to its efficiency lies not only in the quantity of feed, but also in the consistency of its production. Isa Browns maintain a high laying rate for a prolonged period, which distributes the feed cost over a larger number of eggs, improving overall profitability. Additionally, they consume around 120 grams of feed per day. In a commercial context, the Isa Brown's efficiency is a decisive factor. Its ability to produce a large volume of eggs with controlled consumption makes it a very attractive option for large-scale farms looking to maximize production per bird. Both breeds are efficient, but their other advantages and disadvantages can tip the scales. The Leghorn offers several significant advantages that make it attractive for different types of producers. One of the most outstanding is its hardiness and adaptability. These birds are known for their ability to withstand a wide range of climatic conditions, from warm to temperate climates, making them suitable for various geographies without requiring extremely sophisticated infrastructures. Their active nature and foraging ability also make them excellent for pasturing or free-range systems, where they can supplement their diet and reduce feeding costs. Another crucial advantage is their lower tendency to broodiness, or clucking, meaning the instinct to incubate eggs. While many chicken breeds may interrupt their laying cycle to sit on eggs, Leghorns have been selected to minimize this behavior, which ensures more continuous and predictable egg production throughout the year. This characteristic is invaluable for producers who rely on a constant flow of eggs. Finally, the Leghorn, being a purebred, offers the advantage of reproduction. Breeders can select their best specimens for breeding, maintaining and improving the genetic characteristics of their flock over time. This not only reduces dependence on buying replacement birds, but also allows for greater autonomy and control over the farm's genetics, which can be a decisive factor for long-term operations with a focus on sustainability. However, it's not all advantages with the Leghorn, as it presents some challenges that are important to know. Despite its many virtues, the Leghorn presents some disadvantages that must be considered. One of the most noticeable is its more nervous and active temperament. Leghorns tend to be restless birds, prone to stress if not handled properly, or if they are in overly confined environments. Their skittish nature can make them more difficult to handle for beginners or on farms where frequent interaction with the birds is required. This behavior can lead to feather pecking or cannibalism if space and environmental enrichment are not managed. Another important disadvantage is their lower suitability for meat production. Due to their lean build and genetic focus on egg laying, Leghorns do not develop significant muscle mass. This means that, at the end of their productive cycle, their value as a cull bird for meat is considerably low compared to dual-purpose or broiler breeds. For producers looking to diversify their income with meat sales, the Leghorn is not the ideal option. Finally, their large comb and wattles can be susceptible to frostbite in very cold climates. In summary, while the Leghorn is a champion in egg production, its temperament and limited suitability for meat are factors to consider when planning a poultry operation. But now let's turn our attention to the advantages that the Issa Brown offers producers, which contrast in several aspects. The Issa Brown has gained immense popularity in commercial poultry thanks to a series of advantages designed to maximize efficiency in production environments. One of its most appreciated characteristics is its docile and calm temperament. Unlike the Leghorn, Isa Browns are calmer and easier to handle birds, which reduces stress on the farm and facilitates daily tasks such as egg collection and flock management. This docility makes them ideal for large-scale operations, and also for small producers or families looking for a friendly chicken. Their high, consistent laying rate is another insurmountable advantage. Isa Browns are genetically programmed to reach their production peak quickly and maintain it for a prolonged period, which ensures a constant and predictable flow of eggs. This consistency is vital for production planning and meeting market demand, making the Issa Brown a reliable choice for businesses that depend on a constant volume. Furthermore, their good behavior in intensive production systems is a key factor. Issa Browns adapt well to different types of housing, including cages and floor systems, and handle confinement stress better than some more nervous breeds. Their resistance to certain common diseases and their general vigor also contribute to their success in commercial environments, where flock health is fundamental to productivity. However, it's not all smooth sailing with the Issa Brown. There are significant disadvantages to consider that make a crucial difference from the Leghorn. Despite its impressive productive advantages, the Issa Brown presents certain disadvantages inherent in its nature as a commercial hybrid. The most significant is its dependence on purchasing new birds. Being a patented genetic cross, the Issa Brown does not reproduce consistently. If a producer tries to breed their own Issa Browns, i.e., cross an Issa Brown rooster with an Issa Brown hen, the resulting offspring will not inherit the high production and uniformity characteristics of their parents. This is because first-generation F1 hybrids express what is known as hybrid vigor, or heterosis, a combination of the best characteristics of their parents. However, when crossing two F1 hybrids, this combination breaks down in subsequent generations, F2, F3 among others, resulting in offspring with very variable egg production, lower quantity and quality, and a lack of uniformity. This means that the producer cannot rely on their own birds for flock replacement. Consequently, Issa Brown producers are obligated to purchase new day-old chicks from specialized suppliers whenever they need to replace their productive flock. This represents a recurring cost and a constant dependence on the industry, eliminating the genetic and breeding autonomy that purebreds do offer. For those seeking self-sufficiency or to reduce long-term acquisition costs, this dependence is a significant disadvantage, and it has a direct impact on the economic implications. The decision between Leghorn and Isa Brown has profound economic implications that go beyond the initial cost of the birds. For the Leghorn, the initial cost of acquiring chicks may be comparable to, or even slightly higher than that of hybrids in some markets, especially if high-quality genetic lines are sought. However, the true economic advantage of the Leghorn manifests in the long term, thanks to the possibility of internal reproduction. By being able to breed their own replacement birds, the producer eliminates the recurring expense of buying chicks every year or two. This significantly reduces operating costs over the lifespan of the farm, allowing the initial investment in breeding birds or infrastructure for breeding to be amortized over time. On the other hand, the Issa Brown may have a competitive initial chick cost, but its economic model is based on a recurring and continuous replacement cost. Each time the flock reaches the end of its optimal productive cycle, generally after 18 to 24 months, the producer must reinvest in purchasing new day-old chicks. This constant expense can accumulate and represent a significant item in the farm's annual budget. While the Issa Brown's high production can generate quick income, it's crucial to consider this constant outflow of capital. In summary, the economic choice boils down to a balance between long-term cost control and autonomy, Leghorn, versus maximizing short-term production with continuous replacement costs, Issa Brown. For projects with a vision of self-sufficiency and reduced external dependence, the Leghorn may be more economically advantageous in the long term, while for operations that prioritize volume and immediate efficiency, the Issa Brown may justify its recurring cost. With all this in mind, which one should you choose for your farm? The choice between the Leghorn and the Issa Brown doesn't have a single answer, as the best chicken will largely depend on the specific goals and profile of the producer. For the small producer or hobbyist seeking self-sufficiency in eggs for family consumption, the Leghorn can be an ideal option. Its ability to reproduce itself means that, once an initial flock is established, future generations can be bred, reducing dependence on external purchases and promoting sustainability. Additionally, its hardiness and lower tendency to broodiness are advantages for less intensive management. For medium to large commercial farms looking for maximum efficiency and a constant volume of brown egg production, the Issa Brown is usually the preferred choice. Its precocity, high consistent laying rate, and docile temperament make it very suitable for intensive production systems. The ability to predict flock performance and uniformity is crucial for commercial planning, and the Issa Brown excels in these aspects, despite the need for constant replacement. Finally, if the local market has a strong preference for white eggs, the Leghorn will be the more logical option. If, on the other hand, brown eggs are more valued, the Isa Brown is better positioned. The final decision must weigh the long-term vision, autonomy and sustainability of the Leghorn against the efficiency and short-term production volume, Issa Brown, always aligning the choice with available resources, experience level, and the breeder's commercial or personal goals. This leads us to a final reflection on the fundamental purpose of your breeding. If your main goal is long-term sustainability, genetic autonomy, and the ability to breed your own birds, with a focus on improving the breed over time, the Leghorn is undoubtedly the ideal candidate. This chicken will allow you to control your genetic line, reduce dependence on external suppliers, and build a flock adapted to your specific conditions, although its temperament may require more patient handling. On the other hand, if your priority is maximum efficiency, a high volume of egg production in the shortest possible time, and simplicity in handling the birds, even if it implies a dependence on purchasing replacement chicks, the Issa Brown is the superior choice. Its genetic design makes it a highly productive egg machine, ideal for commercial operations where profitability is measured by the number of eggs produced per bird in a defined life cycle. Both breeds are champions in their own right, but they serve slightly different purposes. Reflect on your resources, your experience, the size of your operation, and most importantly, your long-term goals. The Leghorn offers you a lasting partnership and the possibility of building a genetic legacy. The Issa Brown provides unmatched efficiency and a quick return on investment. The best chicken is the one that perfectly aligns with your poultry vision. We hope this comprehensive overview of the characteristics, advantages, and disadvantages of the Leghorn and Isa Brown has empowered you to make the best decision for your farm or home. But don't just stop at the information. We want you to be an active part of our community. If this video was helpful and interesting, give it a strong like right now and leave us a comment telling us about your experiences with these chickens, or if you have any additional questions. Your interaction helps us continue creating valuable content for you. And most importantly, don't wait any longer. Click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell so you never miss our next videos, full of practical tips, expert guides, and everything you need to know to take your poultry project to the next level. Join our community today and turn your passion into a resounding success. To your success, fellow breeder. Until next time.